Episode 25, The Keeper's Whispers. The ancient baobab tree stood sentinel, its branches heavy with the weight of countless stories. Beneath its shade, a young woman named Amara knelt, her fingers tracing the weathered surface of Omoni's staff. The inscription, now worn smooth by generations of storytellers, whispered a familiar question. The whispers on the wind guide us, but where do they come from? Amara, chosen to be the next keeper of the whispers, felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. Omoni's stories, passed down through generations, had become legends, tales of a time when a symphony of voices threatened to be silenced. The annual storytelling festival, once a vibrant celebration, had become a quieter affair. The world had moved on, its attention captured by fleeting entertainment and virtual realities. The whispers on the wind, though present, were fainter, carrying a tinge of loneliness. Amara, unlike her predecessors, wasn't a seasoned traveller. She was a scholar, a weaver of words who delved into the forgotten corners of libraries and ancient archives. She believed the whispers weren't just carried by the wind. They were etched in the very fabric of human history, waiting to be rediscovered. Her journey began not with a travelling pack, but with a worn scroll. It spoke of a hidden library, a labyrinthine repository of forgotten stories, guarded by a silent order of monks. With a pounding heart and a thirst for knowledge, Amara embarked on a quest to find this fabled place. The journey was fraught with challenges. She navigated treacherous mountain passes, deciphered cryptic riddles, and faced guardians who tested her commitment to the stories. Finally, she found it, a hidden valley shrouded in mist, its heart a magnificent library carved from living stone. Inside, she found stories not just in books, but woven into tapestries, sculpted into statues, and even etched on the very walls. Each one held a fragment of the symphony, a whisper waiting to be heard. Amara spent months in the library, deciphering ancient languages, piecing together forgotten narratives. She learned of forgotten heroes, of lost civilizations, and of the enduring human spirit that resonated through stories across time. With a newfound understanding, Amara returned to the village, her heart brimming with tales waiting to be shared, but simply sharing wasn't enough. She needed to find a way to bridge the gap between the ancient and the modern, to make the whispers relevant in a world obsessed with instant gratification. Amara started small. She collaborated with artists, creating interactive storytelling experiences that blended virtual reality with historical narratives. She worked with musicians, composing symphonies that echoed the melodies from the forgotten library. Slowly, the whispers began to resonate again. The annual festival, once a fading tradition, transformed into a platform for innovation. Stories came alive through immersive experiences, captivating audiences with their timeless wisdom and emotional depth. One evening, as Amara stood beneath the baobab tree, a hush fell over the festival crowd. A group of children, their faces glowing with the light of virtual reality headsets, emerged from a storytelling experience. "It was amazing," one exclaimed, his voice filled with awe. "We were there, in the ancient city, fighting alongside the hero." Inside, she found stories not just in books, but woven into tapestries, sculpted into statues, and even etched on the very walls. Each one held a fragment of the symphony, a whisper waiting to be heard. Amara spent months in the library, deciphering ancient languages, piecing together forgotten narratives. She learned of forgotten heroes, of lost civilizations, and of the enduring human spirit that resonated through stories across time. With a newfound understanding, Amara returned to the village, her heart brimming with tales waiting to be shared, but simply sharing wasn't enough. She needed to find a way to bridge the gap between the ancient and the modern, to make the whispers relevant in a world obsessed with instant gratification. Amara started small. She collaborated with artists, creating interactive storytelling experiences that blended virtual reality with historical narratives. She worked with musicians, composing symphonies that echoed the melodies from the forgotten library. Slowly, the whispers began to resonate again. The annual festival, once a fading tradition, transformed into a platform for innovation. Stories came alive through immersive experiences, captivating audiences with their timeless wisdom and emotional depth. One evening, As Amara stood beneath the baobab tree, a hush fell over the festival crowd. A group of children, their faces glowing with the light of virtual reality headsets, emerged from a storytelling experience. "It was amazing," one exclaimed, his voice filled with awe. "We were there, in the ancient city, fighting alongside the hero." A tear welled up in Amara's eye. She had found a way to bridge the gap, to make the whispers relevant for a new generation. The symphony of stories, no longer just a faint echo, was gaining momentum, its voices rising in a chorus that resonated across time and technology. As the stars twinkled in the night sky, Amara looked up, a whisper brushing against her soul. It wasn't a plea for help or a forgotten tale, but a melody. It was the voice of Almoni, a chorus of countless storytellers past, and a promise that the whispers, the embers of storytelling, would continue to be carried by the wind, forever guiding curious souls like Amara, keepers of the symphony of human experience. The circle of stories, forever evolving, forever connecting, would echo through time, a testament to the enduring power of narrative and the legacy of those who dared to listen. Episode 26. The Weaver's Apprentice. The wind whispered secrets through the leaves of the ancient baobab tree. Amara, the keeper of whispers, her hair now streaked with silver, sat beneath its shade. The weight of countless stories rested on her shoulders, a responsibility she carried with pride. The annual storytelling festival, once a flickering flame, now burned brightly, a testament to the enduring power of narratives. But a new disquiet tugged at Amara's heart. The whispers on the wind, though vibrant, held a hint of unease, a melody that spoke of a rising darkness. It wasn't the blunt force of the weaver of nightmares, but something more insidious, a distortion of stories, a twisting of narratives to sow discord and manipulate emotions. Amara recognized the danger. In a world saturated with information, the ability to discern truth from fiction had become paramount. Malicious forces were weaving their own narratives, weaponizing stories to spread misinformation and pit communities against each other. She needed help. The whispers, though vast, were limited by their inherent nature, fragments of truth waiting to be pieced together. Amara needed someone who could navigate the ever-shifting landscape of modern media, someone who understood the power of stories and the potential for their misuse. Her search led her to Kai, a young apprentice storyteller with a unique talent. Kai wasn't just a weaver of words. He was a weaver of code, a digital bard who crafted stories through interactive games and immersive experiences. Amara saw the potential in Kai's work. Stories weren't just passive entertainment. They were interactive experiences that challenged perspectives and fostered empathy. Kai, with his understanding of the digital world, could be the key to combating the distorted narratives plaguing the world. Taking Kai under her wing, Amara began his training. She shared the wisdom of the whispers, the forgotten tales that held the essence of human experience. She instilled in him the importance of truth, of using stories as a bridge between cultures and not a weapon to divide. Kai, eager and curious, devoured the knowledge. He learned to identify the hallmarks of distorted narratives, the subtle manipulations that tugged at emotions and clouded judgment. He honed his craft, weaving stories that not only entertained but also challenged critical thinking and encouraged healthy skepticism. Together, they embarked on a new kind of journey. They ventured not into fantastical landscapes, but into the digital world, a vast and ever-evolving realm teeming with stories. They worked with creators, educators, and even journalists, sharing their knowledge and equipping them with the tools to discern truth from fiction. They created interactive experiences that allowed users to walk in the shoes of characters from different backgrounds, fostering empathy and understanding. They developed educational games that taught critical thinking skills, helping people identify bias and misinformation in the narratives they encountered daily. The journey wasn't easy. There were those who resisted, clinging to the power of manipulation. But slowly, a change began to take root. People became more aware of the narratives they consumed, questioning their sources and seeking out diverse perspectives. One evening, under the familiar baobab tree, Amara watched Kai share a new interactive story with a group of children. It was a tale of two warring factions, each with their own narrative justifying their conflict. But as the children played, they discovered the underlying reasons for their animosity. realizing that empathy and understanding, not violence, were the keys to resolution. Amara smiled, a sense of hope blossoming in her chest. Kai, the weaver of digital narratives, was proving to be a worthy,